Good morning. Welcome to the delightful village of Paderne, population 341, making it one of the smallest villages we're looking at. Hi, I'm Nick, and I've been living in the Algarve since 2001. That's about 24 years now. And I've made over 260 videos about this place. However, since the early days, we've grown a business. And now we have a team standing by to help you if you feel you'd like to move to the Algarve. And we're a fully legal real estate agency and a certified tour operator by the Portuguese Tourism Board. So get in touch and we can help, advise, and refer you to the best experts in the field of relocation. Now, back to Paderne. Now, this project that I'm calling Algarve Unlocked will be about 50 videos, and this is the third, so we're just in the beginning here. But next week, we'll be doing Relocating, which is right on the eastern border with Spain. And the process is to discover the smaller villages first. So if you'd like to see a map of all my videos, check out algarvealex.com/videos. While Paderne rests in the early morning sun, you can see a couple of example hikes I pulled out of all trails. There is another walk, quite a strenuous one actually, up to the windmill. But however, let's explore Paderne's location and access. It's in the central Algarve with both the A2 and the A22 highways passing fairly nearby, but they're a little bit tricky to jump on due to access ramps being fairly far away. It's about 35 minutes by car to Faro Airport and 50 minutes to Lagos. Portimão is only 37 minutes away, but Albufeira's Algarve shopping is 15 minutes away, and that's probably where you do most of your big-time shopping. By bus, Paderne to Albufeira bus station would take almost 45 minutes and cost you €5.40 one way, which, like I said in Alt, it's a bit expensive, I think. And there are only 2 or 3 buses per day. One of the most fascinating things about Paderne is not actually in Paderne. Now, here's the story, right? Here's the story. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the story. High above the quiet, sun-drenched village of Paderne, the red sandstone walls of a forgotten fortress crumble under the Algarvian sky. To the untrained eye, Paderne Castle is a ruin, a relic of another age. But to those who know the legend, it's a place of mystery, heartbreak, and hidden treasure. Now, the story actually goes back to the 12th century, when this now silent castle was a Moorish stronghold, guarding the ancient Roman road between Lolle and Silves. The land pulsed with conflict as Christian forces crept southward to reclaim the Algarve, a part of their so-called Reconquista. During one of many sieges, a Christian knight, young and valiant, fell into the hands of the Moors. But fate had more than warfare in mind. This knight, whose name has been lost to time, or did he even actually happen, was brought before a powerful Moorish enchantress, a woman of otherworldly beauty and dark magic. Now, some say that she was the daughter of the fortress commander. Others claim that she was a sorceress, sent from North Africa to protect the castle with ancient spells. Whatever her origin, she looked deeply into the knight's eyes and did not see an enemy. She saw a soulmate. Night after night, she visited his cell, asking questions, sharing poetry, and slowly something stirred in the knight's heart as well. Yet even magic cannot stop time. As the Christians closed in on the castle, the knight was offered a choice: join the Moors or die. Torn between loyalty and love, he refused to betray his king, and so the enchantress did what no army could. She placed a terrible spell upon him, not out of rage, but sorrow. And with a whisper, he was turned to stone, hidden deep within the castle's oldest chamber. Standing upright, sword in hand, eyes still searching, she sealed him inside the fortress with one final enchantment. Only with a brave heart and pure soul may awaken him, and only if they seek him not for gold but for truth. And now they say, these mysterious people, that the night guards a vast treasure buried beneath the castle's ancient well, gold, Moorish jewels, and scrolls of forbidden knowledge. But none who have come searching for wealth have found it. Today, hikers and history lovers wander the castle ruins, totally unaware that they walk mere meters from a forgotten hero. On warm evenings, some locals whisper they've heard the clink of armour in the wind, or seen a silhouette that wasn't there before. Maybe it's just a story. Maybe the treasure is just myth. But then again, maybe not. Now, what are the most important places in Paderne? Well, the church has historically been the centre of town, both socially and spiritually, in all villages in Portugal. When Paderne was relocated from the actual site of Paderne Castle after the Reconquista, it wasn't a radical overnight thing. The castle site was well protected, but as things became more peaceful under Christian rule, the hilly and difficult to access castle site pushed people up the river towards the current site of modern Paderne. It's more suitable for farming, being richer in water and flatter than the rocky exposed hilltop where the castle is. Initially, a small chapel served the Paderne community, and in the mid-16th century, with an influx of people, the Igreja Matriz was built and Paderne was fully established in its current situation. But let's take a look at that church. The Igreja Matriz de Paderne has long stood as the spiritual heart of the village, a quiet yet powerful presence that shaped community life for generations. Built after the Reconquista, as I said, it played a key role in re-establishing Catholic faith and identity in the region, anchoring the village both spiritually and socially. From its simple whitewashed facade to the richly adorned interior with golden Baroque altars, painted saints, and walls lined in classic blue and white azulejos, the church is a blend of humility and grandeur. It's here that locals have gathered for centuries, for Sunday Mass, baptisms, weddings, funerals, and the vibrant annual feast of Nossa Senhora da Assunção on August the 15th, celebrated with processions and communal joy. More than just a house of worship, the church becomes a symbol of continuity and peace, standing firm through times of change, quietly watching over the lives unfolding in the narrow streets of Paderne. The most important items are here though. The Extensão de Saúde, which is a local health clinic, a football field, obviously in Portugal, 2 schools, which go all the way up to 14 years of age, from preschool up to 14 years of age, a sports centre, fantastic parking, which actually doubles up in as events area. When I was there, there was just parked, and there was a stage which had just been put up, so I was getting ready for some summer fun. There's great parking, and normally the first Saturday morning of each month, a farmer's market takes place, which is a great way to experience authentic Algarve rural life. And you can support local producers, you can pick up some genuinely delicious or unique souvenirs. A little further up the hill and you have the Praça Nova, where a lot of events take place. But wait, there's more. Paderne plays host to a smattering of eateries and cafes. Pastelaria Moorish Encantadas, where they have an amazing prato do dia for lunch at €10 a head. And now that includes bread, starters, and cheese and butter and everything, and olives. And then they have a soup, and then either a fish or meat main dish, a dessert, a drink, which is either a glass of wine or a beer, and a coffee. And that's unbelievable, all for $10. But now listen, if you go there, tell me if the price has gone up, because when I first arrived in the Algarve in 2001, you could get that kind of prato do dia, or plate of the day, for $6. And now $10 is still a very, very good deal 25 years later. As I mentioned before regarding events, there's the Praça Nova, which has a snack bar where you can get substantial meals and drinks too. Hello. A few blocks up and there's a restaurant called Out of Africa, serving traditional Angolan food like kalulu, moamba and kashupa. So if that's your bag, check it out. We passed by Restaurant Abanda, which is based in the Paderne Musical and Popular Recreation Society. Now this society has been going since 1859. Can you believe that? They've put on shows with their Philharmonic Orchestra all over the Algarve, which is amazing. We didn't actually eat there, we pressed on to Ujarkush. This place was delightful and run by a husband and wife team who is super friendly and warm, and they actually took over from their parents who'd run it for 40 years before, and they redecorated and are doing a roaring trade, so don't miss Ujarkush. Right, well I hope you enjoyed that little trip down to Paderne. So many people think the Algarve is just booze and beaches, and it's wonderful to see these beautiful little spots that are bastions of the Algarve culture, history and the ways of life of people in proper country life. That's great, really, really wholesome and healthy. All right, well next week we're heading out to the far east. We're going to the border of Portugal and Spain to a little village called Algarve, and we're going to explore that. So come with me and join me on this Algarve Unlocked project. So we're doing this over the next year, taking about the 40 biggest towns in the Algarve. And we're going through from the smallest to the largest. So join me on Algarve Unlocked. Leave a comment below if you like it. And I'd love to see you next week. Thanks so much. AlgarveAddicts.com. We'll see you next week, but if you need any help relocating to the Algarve, click through to our website, AlgarveAddicts.com. We offer tours, immigration assistance, long-term rentals, and we can buy you a house.